What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video on the channel. You guys have been asking for a video like this for a while now, through my streams, through my video comment section, in general, stuff like that. And it's about how to get really cracked at editing in Fortnite. And of course, you come to me because I consider myself at least the fastest non-clone on paddles editor out there. But like I don't know, like I 1v1'd a lot of non-clone on paddles players out there, beat all of them so far. There's like maybe a handful that I still haven't 1v1'd, and I like I know myself I could beat them, but not the point of the video, gloating or anything. But focusing on me now. The video is titled 48 hours. It has how to get better at editing, and it has my name in it. Now, who is Array? Like, let's say you're new. Again, I consider myself a fast editor. I'm going to roll a few clips for you guys of my editing before we go into the steps. So you guys could just check out my editing so you know you're at the right person for the tips. So you're not clicking on the wrong video. And then I'm going to go through the steps and to explain to you guys how I'm so good at editing. Alright guys, so now that you've seen the clips, I'm sure you guys realized how fast of an editor I am. And now I will be going through the steps of how to be like me within 48 hours of gameplay time. Now, the first step that I'm going to discuss is, like, I would like for you guys to take these steps into consideration in order, like when I'm putting them, step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I'm putting it in that order, so you're going to want to do them in that order. So, step number 1 you're going to do first, and step number 5 you're going to do last, in that order. So, number 1, what you're going to do before anything, you're going to go to your settings, and then you're going to go to this one right here, for game, you scroll down, and turn on confirm beta on release. Alright guys, so for your next step, you're gonna wanna, before anything, this is a very important step. If you can't do this, then you basically can't move on. But you can't, like, you need to know for this step how many hours you're willing to put into doing edit courses, into just 1v1ing people, editing on them, not going for clips, just editing on them as much as you can, not focusing on like doing like flashy retakes and whatnot and stuff like this and retakes. No, you're not gonna want to do that. You want to focus on like editing and doing like the complicated stuff, like not complicated stuff, but just like you try and get above your opponent. Like this is the one time you're gonna want to like prank a lot, like as much as you can, and get on top of your opponent and double edit on him or do the double edit reset. Just practice all your edits in 1v1s for like a good amount of time so you could get within that 48-hour range of being like one of the best editors. So step 2 is finding out what you need to start with and how much time you're willing to put into it. So of course I'm recommending you to put those hours into edit courses, into 1v1ing people and focusing primarily on editing in them and not too many retakes. But of course if you're on low ground, you gotta do like some face-to-face stuff and whatnot, but that's obviously if you're in a really sticky situation. But yeah, so edit courses is probably the main thing that you're gonna do. That's how I got good. I kept practicing in edit courses, and of course I won join a lot of people, and that's what got me where I am as well. Alright, now step 3 is gonna be like the beginning of all this. Like you just want to make sure that you have something good for this one, because if you have like a not really helpful binding, then you really can't move on to this. So you don't want to use like those buttons, the face buttons, if you don't play claw, because that's not going to get you anywhere. If you don't play claw, use either touchpad, L stick, or yeah, touchpad and L stick are your two main ones if you do not want to resort to using claw. Because touchpad, you could just lift your thumb up a little and keep tapping it with your thumb, which is how I edit, and I'm like look at my editing. And L stick is extremely easy because you literally don't have to like lift your finger off the stick ever, so you could just do as many edits as you want. But I have like my own reasons why I think touchpad is better and L stick isn't the best. But L stick is a very easy bind that a lot of people in the Fortnite community use. Do not edit with square jump X. Do not do those. Do not edit with any of the like bumpers or triggers. That's stupid. Do not edit with R stick. That is gonna mess up your gameplay because you look around with that stick. So do not do that. And now the D-pad has a lot of choices, 4 whole buttons. Do whatever is more comfortable for you, but again, that is claw. Find the best edit bind before you start all this, so you don't end up changing your bind midway and then start choking and you don't know where to move on from that and you just give up on this. Now for step number 4, it's going to be basically leading you into step number 5, and again, you cannot move on to step 5 without this step 4, and it's very important because like this will help you in a lot of situations. Now, let's say there's an enemy under you, right? And you want to be flashy and whatever, get a nice clip or whatnot. You see like Serpent AU, or let's say LD, just like anybody that's like flashy with their edits. They go like this, like that, and then they go like that, and then whatever, they double edit down. You get the deal. But just primarily the part where they go like this, or just the floor itself, they go that, right? Or just catching themselves or whatnot. But that part mainly, where you spam edit, you could say, that is one of the key factors in becoming a really cracked editor. You want to focus on not spamming your edit button. So what people sometimes do when they want to like do things like this, right? Anything like that, what they do is they start spamming the hell out of their edit bind. Like whatever you edit with, let's say touchpad for me, like I would just spam like that, and okay, well, that's not what I meant to say. But sometimes like, okay, you see, I'm too used to editing good, so I can't even choke purposely. But what I'm saying is that people end up doing things like this, where they end up clicking their confirm button before you click your select button. So my select is RT or R2, and then my confirm is LT or L2. But some people, when they spam the hell out of their button, which is your #1 mistake, they end up clicking L2 before R2, which is they click confirm before you select, and then they end up choking a lot, and they, like, you see them half the time doing this, or they go like this, and then they get like 1 or 2 down, and they start going like that. That happens. I know that happens to a lot of you out there. I'm 100% sure. And it's because you're spamming your button. What you want to do, instead of spamming your button, or your edit bind, confirm bind, select bind, whatever, just do not spam your buttons. You want to relax and like practice slow. Like go easy on yourself. Don't make it hard. And then transition. And keep boosting your speed. And keep going. The reason why I'm moving is because you guys know I play with my thumb like elevated off the stick onto the touchpad, so that's why I have to like move when I'm doing this kind of stuff. Like it's the way my thumb is. But yes, I mean I could do it, but I still end up moving. But yeah, so you want to start slow, keep practicing, not choking, so you don't keep doing this or this, so you can actually do it, and do it slow. And then once you got the hang of it, start getting faster. Keep getting faster and faster. Keep practicing. Like, don't be doing stuff like this. Or just don't choke. Like, don't purposely start going mad fast like this and whatnot. No, like, relax, bro. You're not going to become the fastest editor without practice. So, practice slow, and then just keep transitioning to getting, like, faster. That's, like, the #1 thing that you got to work on if you're becoming a faster editor. Alright, guys, so the next and final step number 5, which did come from step number 4, it is how you need to time every edit as perfectly as you can. Now, what this is mainly focusing on is that when you're editing, you want to click your edit button, click your select, and click your confirm in that consecutive order. So you're gonna go edit button as 1, select as 2, confirm as 3. Keep going in that order. And look at your controller, and like pick up your controller, put it in front of your screen, and start editing like this, right? And look at your fingers, see what they're doing, and then be like, okay, I'm doing this. See what you're doing wrong if you're like doing stuff like this again, and you're not actually editing. And look at how your fingers are moving, and focus, and keep doing it until you know your pattern, your finger pattern movement, and how you're clicking this button first, then this button, then this button, this button, this button, this button, and so on and so forth. Now, if you do confirm it on release, it's way easier. You only have 2 buttons, which is edit, select, and then let go. And then you got like faster and whatever. But point is, look at what your fingers are doing and start working on how to, like, the steps in which button should go first, because again, people end up clicking edit and then they click confirm before even selecting. They go this button and then wrong button and then this button, and then they end up going like this, and then they start shooting or whatever. Like, people do that a lot. They don't know which button to like press before the next, so they would click edit, but then they would click confirm instead of shoot or select. They would click select before they even edit. Like, people make mistakes like that because they don't know what their fingers are doing, because they're not practicing or building up muscle memory. And muscle memory is, of course, the topic on everything. You need to have muscle memory to be a good editor, because that's how I remember like how to do things like that, like just triple editing or quad editing, like stuff like that. You need to have muscle memory so you know what your fingers are doing. But anyways, those are the 5 steps of how to edit like me, and how in 48 hours. But it's not 48 hours as in 2 days, it's 48 hours of gameplay time, which will take you a while, maybe like a week or 2 or a month, depending on your skill, depending on your input for the game. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it benefited your well-being, because you guys wanted this through my streams, through my comment sections and whatnot. And yeah, so I'll be posting maybe a montage or something cool in the next 3 to 5 days. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, and comment down below if this helped you, or just anything in general that you benefited or have questions about upon this video. And yeah, peace out, guys.